Mr. Speaker, will you please call the House to order?
The bill is passed.
We'd like to get a budget that represents the interests of the people who are standing here with me now.
To be part of the struggle to achieve a better society for all.
And that's why today I'm very pleased to cast my vote in the affirmative. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Assembly Update. I'm Liz Koenig. With the state budget deadline upon us, Assemblyman Angela Santa Barbara, who chairs the New York State Assembly Subcommittee on Autism Spectrum Disorders, is calling for funding to support employment for those with disabilities. And today we're going to be talking about the Assemblyman's proposal. And here he is, Assemblyman Angela Santa Barbara, representing the 111th Assembly District, Albany, Schenectady, and Montgomery counties. Thank you very much for coming in.
Hi Liz, great to be back on the show.
To always busy time of year, and of course, it goes without saying that you are pushing for programs for people with disabilities, especially those on the autism spectrum. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your proposal, Our Ability Alliance Employment Training Center. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it is a partnership that we've been working on for quite some time, you know, during my time in the Assembly, I've been working through an autism action plan that really applies to all New Yorkers with disabilities. It's expanded into the area of education, of community, but also employment. And this stems from what we've seen over the years. Unemployment numbers are reported year after year, but what we don't see is the unemployment numbers among those with disabilities. And that number is actually pretty staggering. 70% of the more than 1.1 million are unemployed. It's a very high number. And what we're looking to do with this initiative is to reduce that number. And my proposal calls for a partnership with the community, with a nonprofit called Our Ability Alliance that offers opportunities to those with disabilities to bring a first-of-its-kind employment training center to the state, sort of as almost like a pilot program to make this investment to help train individuals with disabilities for specific job skills that businesses are looking for. So that's very significant. I think it's something that's going to be very effective, and we hope to get the funding we need to get that off the ground this year in the budget.
Now, how is this training center different from what we've seen in the past?
Well, this is, like I said, this is sort of a partnership. So what we've, it's not just like we're going to put this training center up and hope that it goes well. What we've done with Our Ability, the partnership, the state's looking to make an investment, community partners are looking to make an investment. What makes this unique is that we have a growing list of business partners. We're calling it the Our Ability Alliance Business Network. 32 business members are a part of this alliance, and it's a growing list. So more and more businesses are becoming a part of this. And when I say business partners, they're well-known names. So we're talking about names like KeyBank, CVS Pharmacy, M&T Bank, Price Chopper, which is very well-known in the region, but also places like Rivers Casino that are looking for specific job skills, and they're have agreed to be a part of this. And through this training center, once it's off the ground and established, we can train individuals for specific job skills that these businesses are looking for. So it's a great partnership, and I think it gives people opportunity because this is part of an overall, a bigger picture where I'm still looking back to my autism action plan, where we're looking to help people become more independent, give them more opportunities. A big part of that is holding employment, earning a paycheck, getting an opportunity to work, to hold a job and be a part of an employment opportunity. So what makes this different is it teaches specific skills, but also teaches the soft skills that we're talking about. You're going to have relationships at work. You're going to interact with your boss. You're going to interact with your coworkers, clients, and customers. So those skills are also going to be taught at this training center. So it's a really unique, first of its kind sort of training center that brings, we get buy-in from the community, we get a buy-in from the state, and it's something that can be very, very effective at beginning to reduce that 70% number. We want to see that number go down, and I think this is an effective tool to do that.
And what sorts of specific skills will be taught at the training center?
Well, the skills that's what's nice is it's so adaptable. So the skills that we're going to be training, it's going to be adaptable to what the businesses are looking for. So one of the business partners may be looking for a certain set of skills, and we can deliver those people that are trained and ready to go to hold those positions. And the data shows that businesses are looking for long-term employees. They don't like when there's turnover, and those individuals that we're looking to train, they're looking for an opportunity. And if you look at the data, it shows that if you go through a program like this where you hire people that have been trained on specific skills, they end up holding that job much longer, and it makes the business community much more successful. So the skills are adaptable to what each business needs. And it becomes a win-win for everybody.
And this training center would be the first of its kind in New York State. What sort of an investment are you looking for in the state budget?
Well, what we've asked for is the state to do its share. We're asking for $500,000. Community partners are looking to put in similar amounts to make this work. The business partners are looking to put in. So it's not going to be a lift by any particular organization to say we're going to fund the entire program. We want to have the business community buy in on this. So if the state can make this investment, it will leverage a lot more to make this possible. And what's nice about it is that it's something that's a lot of data behind it. It's not something we're just now developing to hope that it works. The data shows that it will work. The data shows there's a need for it. There are employers out there right now looking to fill positions, and they can't fill them because they don't have people that have the job skills to take those positions and be able to hold that job for a long period of time. So to reduce turnover, to give opportunity, this training center can really help the state move forward when we're talking about helping those with disabilities.
Now, you mentioned some of the businesses who are partnering. Any commitments?
Yeah, well, last time I checked, there was 32 partners, and that number has been growing. But week after week, we see more and more people wanting to get involved with this because the success of the business community is a success of everyone. So I think that when you have employment opportunities available, I think it also attracts new businesses to the area to say, hey, I can get a trained workforce if I go through this training center, and I can have 20, 30, 40 jobs, whatever I need to make my business work. I can have employees that are looking for this type of work, that want to be there for a long time, so less turnover. That's something that's good for everybody. And again, at the end of the day, we're looking to provide more opportunities. And what better way to do that than to train people for employment? And
this will be part of your Autism Action Plan?
Yeah, this is again, the Autism Action Plan is focused on several different areas. Education, of course, we worked on educational programs earlier, early intervention, communication skills, a number of other initiatives that we have worked on over the years. The disability ID card, we worked on training for first responders that we talked about on the show, and you can begin to see how all these pieces start to fit together. So this is just another piece now when we try to address the employment part of this, when you see how everything fits together, where you have communication tools, where you have training in the community, and now you have employment opportunities. That's exactly what we want. Because when people gain independence, it's a win for the individual, it's a win for the families, it's a win for the community, it's a win for everybody. And long-term, this is the direction we want to go. And for me, as a parent, I can't think of anything better than to see my son, on the path to independence.
Now, where will the center be located?
This center, as I said, will be the first of its kind. So it'll be, we're looking at a facility in the Rotterdam Industrial Park in my hometown of Rotterdam. We have a business partner that has a facility that's perfect for this use. They're willing to make an investment. And as I said, if the state makes an investment and the community partners and the business community makes an investment, this is something that can be a very powerful initiative. And I expect to see nothing but success from this. And I'm hoping is that the data will be so good at reducing these numbers down that it will be a model that can be used across the state. So although we're starting with one location, I would expect this to be deployed across the state, just as we've done with the disability ID card, the autism training, and a number of other initiatives, that were initially, we've seen available only locally. But the point of it is to expand it so that it doesn't matter where you live in the state. You'll have access to this type of training and these type of programs, which are really changing lives. We're talking about thousands of families, more than 138,000 New Yorkers with developmental disabilities, and then even more with just disabilities in general that can really benefit from a program like this. So is a significant need. The need is there. The need is there from looking at individuals that are looking for opportunities, but the need is there for the business community as well, that they're offering jobs that they just can't fill.
Now, as a parent of a son with developmental disability who is approaching adulthood, what would this program mean for families like yours?
Yeah, my son, he's 17. He's actually going to be 18 in October. So he's, I've had so many conversations with families that are going through similar experiences, and some of them have younger children, some adults, and they all say the same thing. They are always looking for opportunities to see their loved ones be more independent. And as I said, what's a big part of that is having that opportunity to hold employment, to interact with coworkers, to be a part of a company or a part of an organization, to produce whatever it produces or whatever services it provides. There's a lot that goes along with that, and it's not just the job skills. You're learning the soft skills too, right, to have that interaction. Those are skills that are good. Sometimes it's hard to teach those skills, in any other way besides being on the job. It's hard to teach them another way. But this will be a classroom setting. It's going to be more tailored towards specific job skills. But again, learning those soft skills, it's about getting out there and being part of the community, and that's what this promotes. So for me, with my son, I'd love to see him hold Puzzles Bakery in Schenectady.
Yes.
Comes to mind because that's a business that employs the individuals on the autism spectrum, and it's been very successful. So we've seen business models that have shown how this can work. They get the productivity they want, they get the quality they want, they get the detail that they want in their product, and it's been very successful. But it's great that it's in Schenectady, but we want to expand that. We want to see more of those opportunities across the state, not just in specific locations in the state. So I think the business partners, as I said, they're big names, well-known names. They've made a commitment to be a part of this. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful to see this coming together. So I'm going to be making this a priority the next couple of weeks in the state budget. Hopefully we can see this become a reality sometime this year. Yeah.
And it benefits the families and the businesses and the individual with disability.
Yeah, and that's why I'm calling it a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. So, but the person with the disability actually gets to go and perform a job and feel as if they're accomplishing.
Yeah,
something.
exactly. And I think that's what everybody's looking for. And I encourage people to stay up to date on my autism action plan. They can do that on my website, and I have it somewhere here, www.assembly.state.ny.us, and they can look under my name to get that newsletter. I call them,
right?
Yeah, I call them Autism Action Alerts. So you'll get an email. Also, they can get a hard copy mailed to them if they'd like. They just go sign up on my website.
Yep.
And I do want to mention, before we end the show here, I have a couple of events coming up. So my annual Autism Action Day at Via Aquarium at the Viaport Mall in Rotterdam. So this is our annual event, April 7th, and Autism Action Day at the State Capitol, April 10th. So you look for that at my website. Yes. I hope you can attend, because that's where we talk about legislation and funding that can make a difference just like this.
Very important day. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
your time. We've been speaking with Assemblyman Angelo Santabarbara, who represents the 111th Assembly District, Albany, Schenectady, and Montgomery counties. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.